Welcome to tonight's video on section 1.9, talking about distance and midpoint formulas and how that relates to helping you with circles and the equation of a circle. The first thing we're going to do is find the distance between 2 points. Remember, the distance formula is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. That is the distance formula. So if you let this be x1 and this be y1 and this x2 and y2, that you can substitute them into the distance formula. So you get 3 minus -1 squared plus -2 minus 4 squared. So 3 minus -1 is 4 squared plus, in this case, it's -6 squared. So you get 16 plus 36, which is 52. And if I want to write this as a simplified radical, which you do, it would be the square root of 4 times 13, which would be 2 rad 13. So that's the distance formula. The midpoint formula, that's where you go x1 plus x2 over 2 for the x coordinate and y1 plus y2 over 2 for the y coordinate. So here, if this is x1 and y1, x2 and y2, you have 1 plus -8 divided by 2 over -6 plus -4 divided by 2. So you have -7/2 and -5. That's the midpoint of that segment. Now, how does this help us with circles? Well, circles, remember, is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from the center of a circle, or the center as the point. Remember, if you have a circle, so let's draw a circle here. There's our circle. And remember, you have the center. So the center, we're going to call H and K. So the center of the circle is HK. XY is a point on the circle. So let XY be right here. And then there's the radius. So R is equal to the radius. Well, remember, the distance formula says that R is equal to the square root of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared, like that. So if I want to square it to get rid of the square root, that means r squared is equal to x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. And this is the standard form of a circle, where r is equal to the radius and hk is the center. So that's how you get the equation of a circle. So, for example, sorry about that. Find the standard form of the equation of a circle with the center -2, 3, so this is your h and k, and the radius of 4. So remember, if you have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, well, h is -2, so you have x plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 4 squared So that means x plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 16. Next one, write the standard form equation of the circle with the center 0, 6. So this is your h and k. And the radius of 10. So you have x minus 0 squared plus y plus 6 squared equals 10 squared. Well, x minus 0 squared is just x squared plus y plus 6 squared equals 100. So it says find the center and the radius of the circle whose equation is x plus 2 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 9. Well, the center here is 2, negative 4. And then the radius, well, r squared equals 9, so the radius is equal to 3. So then it wants you to graph it. So at 2, negative 4, there's the center. And then you know the radius is 3, so you can go up 3. So now you have 2, negative 1. You can go down 3. So now you have 2, negative 7. You can go to the right 3. So now you have 5, negative 4. And to the left 3 would be negative 1, negative 4. And then you can draw your circle. So now, domain and range. Well, if you look at the x, the domain starts at negative 1 and goes to positive 5. The range, well, the lowest value is negative 7, and the highest value is negative 1. And so there's the domain and range. So let's look at the next one. Here it says the same thing. So the center here is negative 3 and 1, and the radius is 2 because the square root of 4 is 2. So then we graph negative 3 and 1, which is right here. And since the radius is 2, we're going to go 2 in each direction. So here it's negative 1, 1, negative 3, 3, negative 5, 1, and negative 3, negative 1. So then you draw your circle and their domain and range. So for the x, notice it's from negative 5 to negative 1. And then for the range, it would be from negative 1 to positive 3. All right. So last, we're going to talk about the general form of the equation of a circle here. And if you have a circle that's in general form, how to rewrite it in standard form and then graph it. So first of all, if you notice, this is in general form, and we're going to rewrite in standard form by first gathering the x's and y's together on the left side. So you're going to have x squared plus 4x plus y squared minus 4y, and then you're moving the 1 over to the other side. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Then for each x's and y's, you're going to do what's called completing the square, and you guys did this in Algebra 2. So for the x's, I'm going to divide by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then I'm going to square the 2 to get 4. So that's the number I'm going to add here. So I get 4x plus 4. And for y squared, On this side, I'm going to divide by 2, so I get negative 2 squared is equal to 4 as well, so I add 4 there. Then I'm going to add both of these numbers to the other side. So I'm going to add 4 and 4. Then remember, you rewrite this as a perfect square trinomial, so this was x plus 2 squared, because that is the number that you squared to get 4, plus, and then this would be y minus 2 squared is equal to 9. So notice that is now in standard form. Notice the center is equal to negative 2 and 2, and the radius is equal to 3. So we're going to take negative 2 and 2 and graph it, and then we're going to go over 3 to 1, 2, to the left 3, to negative 5, 2, up 3, to negative 2, 5, and down 3 to negative 2, negative 1. And then draw your circle. Domain, so it's from negative 5 to positive 1. Notice for the x, and then the range from negative 1 to positive 5 for the y. All right, that concludes our video for this evening. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in class. Have a good evening.